Hi, I'm Tim Sanders. I'm the head of AI research at G2 and an executive fellow at the Digital Data Design Institute at Harvard.
Hi, I'm Yiannis Broustas. I'm the vice president of product marketing at UiPath. And on my free time, I teach startups at NYU. So, Tim, would you say that agentic orchestration, besides the fact that it brings together the workflows and the processes to their outcomes, it also brings together the different personas in the organization with their different objectives and the different dynamics? You talked about IT and business and everything in between.
Yeah.
Do you think that this is coming together even more with agentic orchestration now?
Absolutely, because what I think of orchestration as is a forcing function for true collaboration, which has never been more important, right? Research I've seen and conducted at my previous company, Deeper Media, found that when you think about problem solving, the speed of problem solving is dependent on the number of perspectives in the room. We see each other's blind spots. We capture patterns that others might not be seeing. I always like to think of like real go-to-market impact. It's like the Beatles, okay? If there's no Ringo Starr, it's just Wings with a feature by John Lennon. It's not the same animal at all. You've got to have all four. In fact, that's what I've learned. If orchestration can bring together four different perspectives in the room based on obligations and department, you are successful 80% of the time walking out of that collaboration experience with the next play that moves the needle.
Yeah, and I guess on a fun note, it makes sense that we called our capability, our orchestration capability Maestro, because that's the whole point of conducting an orchestra
That's
of
right.
talented musicians
Yeah.
to produce something that is really phenomenal.
Yeah, you know, you hear so much in technology, we need a source of truth. But I think with Agentic, we need a point of coordination. And I think that's what Maestro can do.
That's excellent. That's excellent. And how do you see that compared to real use cases? Maybe the market sometimes, I see the market, I see customers sometimes being confused on where to deploy AI and agents. Do you see those use cases being agnostic and wide, or do you see them being more specific and more deep?
Depends on the culture of the organization. But what I've seen so far in the world of Agentic is adoption follows the most business pain. I always tell people, if you want to get ROI with AI, regardless of the flavor, start with the business problem and work backwards, right? Don't start with the AI that you love and then go find something for it to solve. So that's why in 2024, customer service was the dominant use case, because organizations' customer service debt they were walking into every day was so great, even an occasional hallucination was better than nothing, right? So the blast radius didn't matter to them. Now, they're not going to do invoicing. They're not going to do supply chain arbitrage like that because the pain's not great enough, so the risk stands out as a blocker. This year, the story's changing a little bit. Software coding has emerged as the #1 source of Agentic. And it's not because it's a pain point, it's because it's a 10x opportunity, right? So if you can create a 10x engineering culture, the velocity of shipping updates and new products will be your moat. And that's exciting because I don't want to see Agentic as a Band-Aid you put on an organization who either can't staff up to a situation, or in the case of customer service, there's something wrong with their products or their services, right? I like to see what's going on in software because I think in the future, we'll all use Agentic for the upside and not just to reduce the pain.
Absolutely.
So it's great talking to you, Yiannis. Where can we get more of your wisdom?
Tim, listen, I don't know where you can find me, but we all know where we can find you. Like, it was such a pleasure to be with you, to talk with you, to have you among us today. Obviously, UiPath represents part of this agentic vision. Our agentic automation value proposition is all about agents, robots, and people working together. But I know that at G2, you're doing this phenomenal research as well. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much, man. Great talking to you, buddy.